Hello, this is Carrie with Southern Sass Vinyl. Today we are going to be talking about the DTGPro Maintenance Solution, also known as the Vacation Solution. Alright, so you want to use this anytime that you are going to be leaving your printer unused for more than 3 days. Okay, so if you're going on vacation for a week, or if you are, shutting it down for whatever reason, if it's more than 3 days, you want to go ahead and inject this into your printhead, because it lubricates your printhead, it lubricates all of your lines, and it just protects everything and keeps it from drying out. Everybody knows in DTF, drying out is a huge no-no, and it will ruin a printhead really, really fast. So this is what this is for. Forewarning, this stuff is very, very, very oily. Okay, so expect it, and it's gonna get on you. All right, so a couple of supplies that I like to have on hand: baby wipes, this is the Equate brand, and some paper towels. All right, so, and this is the DTG maintenance kit. This is what all it comes with. It comes with the syringes and some tubing and this bottle of solution. Alright, so let's talk about what it comes with. So again, it comes with, with this little piece of tubing like this, and a little bitty syringe. I hate these little syringes. I do not use them at all. Some people like them, so that's just going to be up to you. Me personally, I prefer the bigger syringes. I can get my hands around them easier, and to me they just work better. I got these off of Amazon. You can get them, I think it's like a pack of 20 for, I don't know, like $5. Okay, so the next thing, I like this little piece of tubing. This is what I use. If you order the maintenance kit from me, I will include this little piece of tubing, and I'm going to show you how I use it and why I love it. Okay, alright, so let's get started. So the first thing, and so there's two ways that you can inject your head, and which way you choose to do it kind of depends on how long you're going to be gone. Okay, alright, so the first option is the way that I'm going to show you. This is a L1800 and so it has a set of dampers. So this is a separate set of dampers than obviously what comes with the printer. And so when you order your printer from me, I already include an extra set of dampers for your cleaner. However, you do not want to use the same set of dampers for cleaner and for maintenance solution. It's two completely different things, and they should not be combined. So if you are planning on going on vacation, then I recommend that you order the maintenance solution, and that you also go ahead and order an extra set of dampers, so that you can use these for the maintenance solution. I keep these in completely different bags, and one has maintenance solution on it, and one of it says cleaner. Okay, so the first way is I'm going to show you is for the L1800. The second way is going to be with a P600 print head. Okay, I've already pulled the head, I've already cleaned the nozzles, everything around it, and I've already cleaned it. That's one thing that when you do the second method, you have to make sure that everything is super, super, super clean. Okay, and I'll show you all that in a second. Alright, so the first one, L1800. You are going to open your maintenance solution. You're going to take your little piece of tubing that I send with it, and you're going to put it down in here. Again, it's very, very oily. I'm going to recommend that you wipe your hands a lot. Okay, you have your L1800 damper, and this little tube fits right over the inlet. Very, very easily. You want to make sure that it's pushed all the way back so that it seals. And then you're going to treat this just like you would if you were priming it with ink. So you're going to take your syringe, insert it gently into the bottom, flip your damper over, tilt it just slightly, and you're going to suck the solution down into it. Okay? And the reason you're tilting it is you're trying to get that air bubble over here to the screen so that it can get sucked out. Alright? So whatever maintenance solution that you pulled out, you can just go ahead and stick right into the bottle. This is why it's important to use all clean equipment. Alright? So we are going to go ahead and take this off, and this is where it gets a little bit messy. You want to pinch right at the end of the outlet, or inlet, I'm sorry, and you want to just pull it right off. Okay? You want to make sure that you're holding this up because there's still liquid in the tube. And you're going to let that liquid go back down into your bottle. Okay? So that is the first way, and that's how my preferred way to get the maintenance solution into the dampers. Okay? I've already filled all the rest of them. So I'm going to have to move y'all around just a little bit. So give me just a second. I'm going to move all of this out of the way temporarily. I'm done with this little piece of tubing, so I'm going to take it out. And I cap everything because I am a klutz and I will knock it over. Alright. So I'm going to move this. Now I'm pull you closer to this L1800. Alright, so this L1800, it is on. Let me move these, and I'm going to actually see if I can set this right here. Ha, perfect. Whoa, maybe. There we go. Excuse me. Sorry for the rocking. There we go. Okay, so I've already got my cleaning carts are in here right now. Ignore the tape. And so I have already flushed this printer. I used my L1800 tool that's available on my website, southernsassvinyl.com. Love it. It makes flushing and cleaning the L1800 so much easier, so much faster than refilling these dampers over and over and over. Also, the reason is when you're using the CISS tool is you're actually able to do ink charges instead of head cleans, which is much better for your print head. It extends the life of your print head. Pretty much every time you do a head clean, you shorten the life of your print head. Whereas whenever you do an ink charge, it doesn't heat up your head and it doesn't degrade your head as fast. So I've already, like I said, I've already flushed it. I did 2 ink charges, and so I'm ready to take this out. My printer is still on. Head is still over in its normal carriage position. It's not off, because some people always complain and say that they can't get the cartridges out if the head's over there. Yes, you can. It just takes a little bit of maneuvering. Okay? Alright, so to get this, you're just going to kind of get it. And you're just going to kind of work it to the side. And it slides right out. Alright, give me just 1 second so I can stick these in a little baggie. Okay. And alright, so the very first thing that we're going to do with this, you see all of this ink down here, right? Alright, so the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to act like we are cleaning this thing for the very first time. Or not for the very first time, but just like you would during your nightly maintenance, okay? One of the first things you're going to do is you're going to take your regular everyday cleaner and a piece of paper towel. 1 second, there we go. And you're going to take that paper towel and you're going to set this down here over these nozzles. This is going to act kind of like a sponge, and it's going to suck all that ink and everything that are still on the nozzles and in the nozzles. Sorry for the rocking. It's going to suck it off, because you don't want dirty nozzles. You want to keep the bottoms of your dampers as clean as you possibly can. I mean, there's no way to keep it 100% clean, but this is a good way to start. Alright, so while we are waiting on this to soak, I wanted to show this part, but it does need to soak for about 10 minutes or so. We're going to go ahead and do the second part of the video, and I'm going to show you how to use the maintenance solution inside of a printhead that has been removed. Okay, so in this case, the reason that I would do this would be if I was planning on being gone, let's say longer than 15 days. Okay, and the reason for this is I just feel like this is a more efficient way to make absolutely sure that plenty of solution is in these heads. Okay, so again, you want to take your print head. Let me make sure y'all are all set back up now. Alright, so you want to take your print head. All the nozzles are clean. You want to make sure all of around the head face and all that is all clean as well. No ink on it. Okay, so if y'all have all watched my videos before, you know I'm a big fan of the handy dandy cups, which I have managed to misplace. Where did I set it? Oh, it's right here. Sorry about that. Okay, take this little piece of tubing. Let's get it out of my way. I always set this on a napkin. Alright, so I have a single fly in here that I cannot kill, and he is making me crazy. So for this is the tubing that comes with the kit, and you're going to need that. Again, you can use the syringe that comes with it. It works perfectly fine. I just prefer to use the bigger one. And then you're going to need your maintenance solution. Okay, so make sure y'all are centered here. All you're going to do, again, this is just the bottom of a plastic cup that I've cut off. It's clean. I always make sure that it's clean before I use it. And now you're just going to take your solution and you're just going to fill it so that the head sits down, the head face sits down in it. Okay? And again, you'll be able to see it whenever you let it sit for a minute and you pull it out. You can actually see the line on the face where it sits down into the solution. So you're just going to set it down into the solution. And this is very similar to my flushing video. This is the exact same process. But with this process, because everything should be cleaned and your print head should already be flushed of ink, you should already have done that with the cleaner. I guess I should have started with that. So you should have already done this method with the cleaner and made sure that all of these nozzles and everything was completely cleaned out and that there was no ink left in them. Alright? So, the only difference with this is that instead of throwing it away, as long as you're not pulling up ink, you can actually put it right back into your bottle. So you're just going to slide your tubing over it. I prefer to lift it up out and hold it while I push the tubing on. Okay, and then you're going to pull the solution out. I like to give it 2 cc's. That's what this syringe is, as it is a cc. So I do it, pull it back until there's 2 cc's, and then I just put the solution back into the thing. Alright, and that's it. That's all you're going to do, and you're going to do that for every single one of these. Okay? Alright, so the next thing, you're obviously not going to leave this sitting in the solution like this. It's just not good for the head, especially not for that long. So what I recommend doing is I recommend getting some solution and putting it on a paper towel, lint-free. I should stress that, lint-free paper towel. The Blue Shop towels, as you know, that's what I use. That's my lint-free. And you're going to set this, you're going to get the paper towel damp with solution, the maintenance solution, go ahead and wrap it up in some plastic wrap. Oh, and you're also going to want to put some over another paper towel like this, and you're just going to want to tuck it down here around your nozzles. And again, paper towel would be dampened with maintenance solution. Okay, then wrap it up into some like saran wrap or something, just so that everything is held in place, and then stick it in a Ziploc bag and put it in a cool, dark place. Okay, and it can stay like that for up to 30 days. That is according to the DTGPro instructions, is 30 days. Alright, so that is it with that method. Again, I only use that method if it's going to be shut down for longer than like 15 days. Otherwise, I just do it kind of like this, like we're doing for the L1800. Oh, this fly. And let me move that. And yeah, that's how I like to do it. So obviously the P600, P800, things like that, they have really long ink lines in them. Okay, so to do that, what I like to do, and to make sure, is I go ahead and I do the ink charge on the P600, and I do it 5 times. I wait 15 minutes in between each ink charge. Yes, this is a long process to completely flush all of the ink out of the lines, out of the dampers, and out of the head, out of the waste pad, capping station, everything. I want it totally, completely clean before I put maintenance solution in it. So I guess this is probably the third way, and this is just how I prefer to do it. This is not how everybody else prefers to do it, but this is my preference. Okay, I like to take the head out, do it like we just did, and then on the system itself, as you know, the P600 has, where the carts go, it has the little nozzles there. A lot of times those nozzles aren't properly cleaned, and so that causes some issues. So what I do is I follow pretty much the same steps that I just did for this. I take the damper system and I set it into a bowl, kind of like what I have my L1800 dampers in, and I put some paper towels in the bottom of it. And I take where the carts actually go in, and I fill this completely up, and you may have to do it 2 or 3 times to get this down into everything. And I just stick it down onto the nozzles inside where the carts go, and I gently flush the maintenance solution down into the lines and into the damper system. Unfortunately, there's not an easy way to recapture that maintenance solution, and it does take quite a bit. For my P600, it takes right at about 3/4 of this little bottle to do that. So I try not to do it, and luckily I don't leave my printer shut down for very long, so it's very rare that I have to use the maintenance solution. But that's just what I do. And then of course I follow the same procedure with the nozzles where my carts go. I turn around and I use a paper towel dampened with the maintenance solution. I stick it over those nozzles, each individual nozzle, and then I put a piece of plastic over, and then I shut the lid on it. And so that seems to have helped a lot with keeping all of that from drying out while I'm gone. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm just suctioning this out of the cup and putting it right back in the bottle, because it's all nice and clean. There's no reason to waste it if you don't have to. Okay, all right. So at this point we're going to move back to the L1800, because that one should be completed by now. I'm going to kind of temporarily clean up my little mess here, so that I can move my phone over. I'm sorry if it seems like I'm rambling. It's just a whole lot of information that I want to make sure everybody has for all the different types of printers. Alright, so we're going to scoot this over. I'm not putting it on that this time. I'm just going to leave it on here. Alright, so again, all of my dampers are filled up. Oops, forgot about the cleaner in here. Alright, so this is what the napkin looks like when you take it out from off these nozzles, and I'm going to show you these nozzles. Look how clean they are. Like I said, this paper towel, whenever it's soaked in cleaner, it just kind of acts like a wick, and it soaks all of that ink up. Okay? So now we're going to put the dampers in. And I always start with the one on close to the wall, because remember, our printer is still on. Don't get impatient. Don't try to force it. It will go in, I promise. Make sure all your dampers are clicking. Okay, and before you touch anything else, wipe your hands with the baby wipe or whatever you're choosing to use. You don't want to get this oily residue all over your printer. Just give me just a second. Okay. And then I'm going to use a plain paper towel to wipe my hands again. Alright, so for this, I don't worry about anything else. As far as doing it from the computer, I just do it directly from the printer. And all you're going to do is you're going to do 2 head cleans. I know what I said at the beginning of the video, but this is the best case unless you buy a separate CISS system just for your maintenance solution, which I would think would get pretty expensive. The head cleans is the only way that you can do it. So I just hold down the button until it starts. Oops. Sorry for the tape. I was working on something else. That's why the tape's there. Alright, so we're going to let that go. And if you look down here at the waistline, you're going to see the solution come out. And it's clear, so you have to kind of watch really, really carefully. And obviously, anytime you're doing head cleans, you want to make sure that you leave, or that you don't do back-to-back-to-back cleans. So this right here is actually the cleaner. That's why it has a blue tint. That was still in the head. So now that we're flushing it with the maintenance solution, it's going to go ahead and flush the cleaner out first. You never want to do more than 2 head cleans, and you don't want to do them back to back. You want to give at least 10 to 15 minutes in between the head cleans. So I'm not going to video the second one just for sake of the length of this video, but I did want y'all to see the cleaner coming out and to be able to recognize it. It's blue, not clear, and so that you weren't panicked when you started seeing blue, thinking that your printer wasn't flushed. If you know other cleaners, of course that depends on what cleaner you use. I use the DTGPro cleaner concentrate, so it's very, very blue. I've shown y'all in my videos what that is. And so your cleaner may come out clear already, in which case, of course, what I'm going to show you won't work because you won't be able to tell the difference between what's cleaner and what is the maintenance solution. But basically, you're just going to watch until you start seeing clear liquid without the blue tinge coming through. And so after it's done its first cycle, while I'm waiting that 10 minutes to do the second head clean, I'm going to take these dampers out and I'm going to check them because I want to make sure that every damper has released its maintenance solution down into the head chambers. And I'm probably going to go ahead and refill them. You don't necessarily have to. In between in between head cleans, really, your dampers probably will only go down by like a quarter, maybe a half, with each head clean. So it won't be totally empty, but that's just my preference, is to go ahead and refill these dampers after every single one and put them back in before I do my second head clean. And then once you've done your second head clean, you're going to go ahead and do the paper towel step again over the nozzles. Make sure that your nozzles are really well covered, and then you're going to soak a paper towel. I like to wipe around my capping station really well, and this is one of the few times that I actually recommend wet capping, and that is very carefully filling the waste pad over the capping station with your fluid. In this case, you would use the maintenance fluid, and then you'll slide your head back over your capping station before you shut your lid and turn your printer off. Or I'm sorry, I guess at that point your printer would already be off. I'm sorry. That's one of the few times that I recommend that you wet cap. I personally don't like wet capping. To me, it's too easy to get liquid down into your printer. My method is just to dampen the paper towel and put the paper towel over the waste pad. You're just less likely to get liquid everywhere. Alright, so I am not going to lengthen this video and make y'all wait till the end of all of this. As you can see, there's really no blue tinge left. The liquid that's coming out is the the maintenance solution. And so I'm gonna wait 10 minutes, and then, like I said, I'll do another head clean. Then take my dampers back out and put the paper towel dampened with maintenance solution, not cleaner, over the nozzles, and then I'll go ahead and wet cap again with the maintenance solution. So as always, if you'll have any questions, please reach out to me. You can reach me on my website, southernsassvinyl.com, or you feel free to email me at sassyvinylhtv@gmail.com. Thank y'all so much.